Hey, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm actually up early. I don't have any cooking to do. I've been invited to a couple of family houses, so I'm not cooking nothing. I'm not preparing anything. I'm just resting, laying out. Because I had a busy weekend. If I thought about it, I could have gone to the Thanksgiving Day parade and film it for you guys, but it's a whole day type of project, and yeah, I'm too old to be running from one place to the next. Maybe next year. Maybe not. Anyway, y'all guys can see it on TV. But anyway, so where's Candace Owens? Interesting enough, I've been so busy that I haven't even looked for her shows. I didn't even think about her at all. At all. So now, well, today's Thursday. The last show that I saw, I didn't have a chance to listen to. I think the last show that I listened to was Wednesday. I didn't listen to Thursday, I don't think. Definitely Friday got busy, a lot of stuff was going on. And then I didn't even think about her Monday or Tuesday at all. It didn't even occur to me that anything happened to Candace Owen. But I should have realized that her show wasn't popping up. I should have realized it. Because most of the time, even though I don't follow her, it pops up because, the YouTube algorithm, they're going to tell you if you consistently watch something, they will put it on your FYP page. So, I was like, wait a minute. And then I saw something on Twitter about Candace Owens. I think it was just a random comment about Candace Owens saying that her life is in jeopardy, and was it a FYP? Was it somebody, another content creator commenting about it? No, I think it was on Twitter. It was on Twitter where somebody said, "Oh, this person agrees that Candace Owens is in danger." And I'm like, Candace Owens is in danger? I'm like, what the hell is that about? And then I looked into it, and then they talk about there's a lawsuit that President Macron and his wife have submitted to Candace in regards to her allegation that Brigitte Macron was not a man after they sent her several desist requests and several proof and photos, etc., etc. Apparently, Candace Owens is saying that Bridget didn't have a formal. It's very elaborate. I actually looked into it when I realized that Candace disappeared. Apparently, Candace says that the First Lady of France is not a woman. She said there's no proof of that. They said that she said that there was an ex-husband, a former husband, that they couldn't really locate it. That's not answering any questions. Even though they sent pictures of the wedding and her as being a female as a child. And she also goes into, I believe, a French reporter, Isabella or something to that effect, who is no longer with us, who was unalived and found somehow in a lake, and her family is saying that this particular reporter would have never unalived herself, and Candace was looking into that. And so at the end of the day, the First Lady is not, and this is all Candace, please don't come and sue me. I'm just relaying what Candace says. Not a man, is not a woman, is a man, that's transgender, is a trans male who became a woman. Now there was other conversation about how the French president and his wife are actual brothers and sisters and family members, and there's some incest going on, and it is a lot. I don't know why Candace became obsessed with that particular couple. I mean, if I take the time and go back down this dark rabbit hole, I would actually probably figure it out. But why that particular couple? What does Candace Owen has against France, and what does she have against the country that's across the pond that's having a war with another country that resides in the same space as them? And I'm not talking about Russia and Ukraine. What does she have against these people? Anyway, so the French president actually sent a lawsuit, and they were talking about it online. They actually have the full lawsuit in which he specifically named everything that Candace did, mostly on her podcast, and they accuse her, more like Malgross and Megan Thee Stallion type of lawsuit. They accuse her of doing this in order to be rich and famous. She had no proof, she was malicious, etc., etc., etc. So I saw that, and one of the commenters, I think, kind of led me to believe for a moment, until I realized the lawsuit was in September of 2025. They kind of took me for a moment to say, okay, maybe Candace disappeared because of this lawsuit. She's preparing herself for a big, fight. But then Candace did talk about the lawsuit a couple of times on her show. So at the end of the day, where is Candace Owens? Why did she disappear? And then we have this whole thing where Candace started putting on her Twitter on November 22nd, 23rd, that there's credible evidence, right, that the same couple are now after her, and has she received credible information from one of our intelligence community that her life is in danger. Now, prior to this, she was saying that her life was in danger as a result of her reporting of CK, right? As you know, and she has, in my opinion, proven, because I didn't believe her. I was one of the people that was like, there's no way that this young white male who believes in white supremacy would be friends with a black female like that. There's no way. Even as a black woman in Brooklyn, I was like, yo, this is about some bullshit. She's playing on our faces. They can't be friends like that. He doesn't respect her. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, I'm sure, no disparaging against CK. It's not meant to be a disparaging, because God rest his soul. It's just an observation of all of them. Maybe, and I'm not even talking about CK in general. I'm talking about the mold that they've created, right? Or the image they created, based on what my understanding of how he feels about everyone that is not white, male, and conservative. It didn't appear to me that there's a possibility they could in any way be friends, but she proved it to me, at least, with some of the text messages, some of the interviews and stuff like that. They seem to have, like, a relationship, like maybe a friendship, maybe a working relationship, but he appears to have had her back on many occasions, been on her show, they worked together, they shared some jokes and funnies and prayers and stuff like that. So yeah, not only did she prove to me that she knew CK, but I could say that they were friendly. If they weren't the best of friends, they were friendly. I give her that. She proved it to me with the receipt. So because of that, she was devastated, beyond devastated, beyond devastated, because her friend was unalive. Now, I know as a survivor who lost a family member as a result of gun violence, the tragedy and the anger and the hopelessness and the betrayal and all those feelings that you feel when somebody takes somebody you love away from you. So I get that. That part I get. I think when that happened and I realized that, that she was hit so hard, I mean, I guess she got some additional sympathy for me, right? But pretty much the reason why I started listening to her is because of her take on the Epstein files. I think we all agree, me, her, CK, that Epstein's files need to be released. Epstein. like Don Lemon will say. So I started to listen to what she had to say, and I started to follow her. Not follow her. I haven't followed her yet. Did I follow her? I don't think I followed her yet to subscribe, but I started listening to her. Right? So now, on the 22nd, I think November 22nd, she said she received credible information that, because her last show was Friday, I think Friday the 22nd, I believe. It was Friday the 21st or the 22nd. Anyway, last Friday was the last show. And that's the screen you see there at 2, right? It was she is saying that that her theory that the Egyptian government sent a series of planes. At first she thought was following CK, but later on learned that it's following his widow, Erica. We don't know why. She has it to the T of where they land. She has the flight log, she has the timing and everything like that. She came to say that she believes she discovered a deep state operation, that the intelligence is involved. They are mad because she exposed it somehow, some way. The government agent that was part of that was pulled from the project and sent somewhere else. She said she could prove that the Egyptian was involved somehow, but now she is aware that it's possible that the French government was also involved, and obviously the country across, the big country across the world, who is at war with another country that lives beside them. And I'm not talking about Russia and Ukraine. Okay? She connected all of them, and now she's in danger. She says she received credible information that she and her family is in danger. She received information that the French government, she labeled the French government again. President Macron and your wife, please do not come and send me a lawsuit. I am just repeating what Candace Owen has said, and I'm reporting. She's saying that the French government has paid hundreds of millions of dollars and has trained a specific type of person, which is considered an assassin, to come and unalive her. Now, as of the 23rd, what are we, the 26th, she has been tweeting updates about, can anybody tell me who showed up at a hotel? There's a hotel. How is it? A hotel in Utah? Starts with an L. And I have the name, but I'll go look it up. But anyway, there's a whole go look at her Twitter. You'll be able to find it. So there's a hotel, La Brea Hotel. Anyway, there's a hotel in which she says that she wants anyone who lives in that area, and she gave the specific hotel, to send her evidence, film, or anything, because she said that she is very close to solving the mystery in regards to the hotel. So now we are, and then she started tweeting about, assassination attempt. They're trying to unalive her, and she's not, and stuff like that. So that's what she did. So now there's several people that's online that's saying either she's delusional, she's delulu, this is not happening. But there's other people who are falling in line and saying, yeah, they believe that she is in danger. Okay. My thing about Candace is that she did mention that she was in danger on Friday of her last show. But she did not say until the very end that she will not be doing the Monday show. Now, after she says her show was, after she signed out, asking for prayers, etc., at the very end, I think the last 3 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, last minute of her show, she said, you guys could go there and listen, and if she clips it out, I recorded it. She said, okay, everybody, see you Monday. And then you hear her say, Oh, no, you won't. And she stopped herself, and the show goes offline. Now, if she was in danger as of the 23rd, when she started texting about I'm in danger, etc., etc., how did she know she wasn't going to have a show on Monday? How did old girl know that she wasn't going to have a show on Monday? And again, she did say she was in danger on Friday. She didn't say that she's in danger for a long time. So it's possible she's planning, okay, this is going to be my last show on Friday because I'm in danger. I'm taking my family away. We're going into hiding. She didn't say none of that. She didn't say none of that. She ended the show saying, see you on Monday, and then she said, no, you won't. Now, I'm one to believe that we should take all opportunities as content creators, because I think she's also, not only is she a content creator, she's also a performer, right? She always been, she knows how to, she's a chameleon. She knows how to change herself to be in certain circles. I think that's what makes her so infamous, right? That makes her so popular with all type of different fashioned people, especially the Make America Great Again people. She knows how to build herself and wrap herself, change herself to be whatever you need her to be in order to get her message across and to be successful. So, I was curious about why she said at the very end of her show, no, you won't. Like she almost had to catch herself to say, oops, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have said that. So I think she did plan to go on hiding, but I think, not hiding, I think she did plan to take Monday off. But I think she planned to take Monday off because it was Thanksgiving week, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think she planned on taking Monday off because it was Thanksgiving week, because she said at her end of her show on Friday, she said, good night, see you Monday. She said, oh, no, you won't. And then she caught herself as if to say, oh, shit, I shouldn't have said that because I'm planning something else. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to be out on Monday because I'm planning something else. Another kind of huge revelation. So if I say, no, you won't, I won't see you on Monday, they're going to know that I know in advance that I'm going to be out on Monday. Now, for me, if I don't see her, she's not, and she didn't say nothing, I would think that she's away for Thanksgiving week. She has family. She has to cook. She's this whole big wife with kids. She lived this conservative lifestyle. She had people coming in. Obviously, old girl will take the week of Thanksgiving off. She has to prepare. I don't know, where is she from? Is she from the South? If she's from the South, they take days. They have to prepare the greens. They have to wash the greens. They have to go shopping. They have to defrost the turkey. They have to make the stuffing. They have to take days to make pies. Depending on how many people come in our house, obviously, in my opinion, she would have taken Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off to prepare for Thanksgiving. She has a bunch of people coming in. It wouldn't have been a surprise to me. So her saying, oops, no, I won't, to her doing a Monday show would have made sense. And then I would think she would have made an announcement, hey guys, love you, thank you, enjoy your Thanksgiving. But I'm not going to be here Monday. I'm not going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday next week. We're taking some time off for Thanksgiving. You guys be safe. We will be back Friday or the following Monday. That would be my next. That would have been my next thought. Obviously, she's on Thanksgiving break, right? Everybody should be, except for me. I'm trying to build up my channel. Please join Mama Flip Slot channel. If you like this channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Help me bring this channel to over 100 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. But if you really want to see us constantly, especially me, in person, please join our Mama Flip Slot channel, where we play slots and entertain you guys by spending our own money and carrying on. You will get the chance to meet Grandma Flip and our interaction and our time together when we play slots. So please help us get over 6,000 subscribers this Thanksgiving weekend. And Mama's Flip Slot channel, MamaFlipSlots slot channel. So anyway, let's get back to the old girl. So Friday, she said she slipped up at the end of the show and said, no, I'm not going to be here Friday. Monday. She disappeared. We haven't seen her. Now we see her on Twitter talking about this whole big conspiracy that, you know, they out to get me. And she's naming the French government that done it. Credible information. She said, please ask the White House. The White House know all about it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, here's where we at now. Here is where we're going to be. I promise you, this is what's going to happen. If she doesn't have an emergency show, I don't know what she's going to have. But if I was old girl, because I need 1 million subscribers just like her, I would now, you know, and this is not a shade because you know this is a very sensitive topic. But since we do have the unalivement of 2 National Guards from yesterday from an Afghan nationalist who came to the country as a result of the operation to get everyone out, Safe Ally, I think it was Operation Safe Ally or Allied Safer. If she's thinking about it, she's gonna use that moment of yesterday to show how they're gonna come and get her. Yep, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna use yesterday incident as an opportunity to create this whole elaborate scheme to show how they're coming to get her. Yep. I think that's what she's going to do. Now, is Candace telling the truth? I don't know. I think she's a conspiracy. She's totally a conspiracy nut. Don't disrespect Candace, because I'm listening to you, and I don't want you to get mad at me if you do listen to her. But we would call you a conspiracy nut. And if you kept the conspiracy to the United States of America, to Congress, to Trump, representative, to various politicians, we would be good. Because everybody has conspiracy against public official. It is what it is. Actors and actresses and Illuminati and Mason, all kind of craziness that's going on. We all have our own biases. We all think about conspiracies. We think about, some people think about deep state. If you kept it, the thing is, why did you fascinate yourself? Why did you went out so hard against the French government and his wife? What was it about that story that make you appear to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Now, it could have been based on the fact that the MAGA community for a long time was really, and this is what helped you guys push Donald Trump for a second term, was so angry about the transgender issue. Right? There was a lot of people that was really pissed off about the transgender issue. They ran this like it was like to nausea. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. Hey, you guys, we back? Are we back? There's Thanksgiving, and of course, I had to wait up with a stomach ache, which is horrible. There was this woman that was on the train yesterday. I actually took a quick video of her just in case something happened to her. I could show the cops. She was sick on the train and she was behind me and she was like crying and she was in so much pain and I tried to help her. She didn't want my help. And she got off the train. And I said to myself, this woman make me sick. Because, I don't know why she was sick with. I said, look at me. Right before they have a Thanksgiving holiday, I have several things. I'm going away for the weekend. And I'm trying to help a woman. And if this woman gave me what she had, I said, I'm going to be pissed. I am going to be livid. Anyway, she was in so much pain, though. I felt so bad for her. She was in so much pain. Anyway. So let's go back to our friend Candace, okay? I hope the lady is okay. I did try to help her. I asked her if she needed help, and she said no. She just got up off the train. She looked like she was about to fall over, guys. But I'm hoping whatever made her sick, she didn't give it to me. But I am not feeling so well this morning. So let me just lay back down and talk to y'all. See how you all are doing out here in these streets. So anyway, let's go back to our friend Candace. So our friend Candace now want us to believe that she is in danger. Right? She wants us to believe that she is in danger. Let's go on Twitter and see what she said. Okay? I want to see if she updated what she had to say. So give me a few minutes. Let's go. Ooh. I also want to know if she's going to try to equate what happened to the National Guard to what's happening to her now. I would love to know. Oh, yeah, so I know what I was saying. Transgender. I think she decided to go after the French president because there was a huge issue among the MAGA community as well as Black Americans about the transgender people being out in our communities, about leftists pushing their agenda, helping them out. The fact is that people was afraid that transgender women was in women's sports. They were afraid that transgender women would go into women's bathrooms. They were afraid that transgender women was going to change little Becky and Sue into LGBTQ. They was afraid. It was a big thing. Such a big thing. And I was very surprised that it became a big thing. I'm like, yo, people, like we've had LGBTQ people in our community. We had people who cross-dress in our community. We know people in our family who's LGBTQ. We know people in our family who's transgender. We know people in our family who cross-dress. We know people, actors. Like, come on, like, why is it all of a sudden it became a big thing? But it did become a big thing. So I think that in the middle of that, when she got fired, I think, what was it? She got fired from Daily Mail, or some Daily show. When she got fired, and then she actually had to leave USA, the organization that CK created with her. She was let go. She was fired from that, I guess, from her extremist attitude and stuff. She would say that it's because she was against the country from the other side of the world that's at war right now, and I'm not talking about Russia and Ukraine. She would say it was because of her stance against them that caused her to lose her job. But at least that's what she implied. At least that's what I heard. Sometimes I hear things that is not what it's meant, but that's what I heard. But I think that when she had her podcast, I think she knew that the country was in the middle of the election, had such fear or had made it an issue about transgender people that she said, I'm going to pick the most transgender person, the person who looked like a man that's a female in the world, and I'm going to go after them. And it was an ingenious move. It was an ingenious move. I think that this woman took the time, looked throughout the world, and pinpoint someone who had male features, who was female, but who had male features, right? Because she was, I mean, the French, if you look at her picture when she was younger, the French first lady was very beautiful. She was a beautiful girl, right? But as we get older, we get older. We don't look the same. You understand? So I think in her mind, she said, "I'm gonna pick a leader," and it could have been any leader in the world, in my opinion. I'm gonna look at their wives, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, wait a minute. I'm gonna make a whole conspiracy, a whole story about her."